Ryan Thomas with EastWest here, and in this video we are talking about the FX mic positions from Ancient Kingdom, which is our newest world instrument library. And the reason we're devoting an entire video to these is because number one, they're just too cool. We didn't have quite enough time in the full walkthrough to really do these justice. And number two, I wanted to show you how you can use these in the context of your own productions. Because when I got this library, I wasn't quite sure what to do with these mic positions because I had never heard anything quite like them in the past. Then I started playing around with them a little bit and was absolutely blown away by the creative possibilities that they opened up. So we recorded these using some very unconventional miking techniques. We piped some samples through various contraptions as well as through some amps, and then those became these FX mic positions. So what I'm going to do is show you how I used these mic positions in the context of the demo for the trailer that you saw at the beginning of this video. So let's go ahead and break this down. Now, as you can see, this piece is actually fairly simple in terms of composition. We're not really doing anything terribly complicated, but a lot of the character and the vibes are just coming from these Ancient Kingdom instruments, specifically with those FX mic positions mixed in. So let's go ahead and start off by listening to the Birbyne here at the intro. And I've got the FX2 mic position being mixed in with the close mic position. And that's just one of the standard mic positions. So let's go ahead and hear it with and then without that FX mic. And now here it is without the FX mic. So I'm going to go ahead and mute that. So you can really hear how much more character that FX mic is bringing to the sound here. And it just makes it sound very ancient and kind of otherworldly, I think. Now, I will point out that I am using the Planetary, I think it's the Planetary 7 reverb from EastWest Spaces 2. This really pairs beautifully with a lot of the Ancient Kingdom instruments, especially when you're using those FX mic positions. So I definitely wanted to point that out. And then after the Birbyne, you've got the Fujara, the high Fujara coming in with one of these effects. And that's also got a good bit of the FX2 mic position mixed in. And then finally in this first part of the piece, in this first phrase, you've got the amber Goathorn. And this one has some of the main mic position mixed in, some of the close, and then 100% of the FX2 mic position. So let's hear the amber Goathorn. And then here it is, again, without that FX mic. It's just not the same. Now, when I play these in context, I think that's going to give you really the whole picture, and you'll really understand what these FX mic positions are bringing to the table here. So let's start at the beginning. We just kind of have this low pad. And there's actually really not much going on here compositionally. You've got some content from the 3 dulcimer patch in Hollywood Fantasy Strings, as well as the high strings from Hollywood Fantasy Strings coming in a little bit later. So let's go ahead and hear this with everything together. So obviously for this style, for this vibe, those mic positions are really just making the entire sound here. So here's where things get really fun. We're bringing in these Viking Voices with the FX4 mic position mixed in, as well as the close mic position. So let's hear this one by itself. And I'm just going to toggle the FX mic position on and off. And actually, let's solo it as well. So that's just such a cool sound. And that's almost acting like a rhythmic element here. It's almost acting like a drone. So now let's check out the Armenian Duduk. And this sounds absolutely incredible with the FX1 as well as the FX2 mic positions mixed in with some of the main and some of the close. So this one has 4 different mic positions mixed in. And let's hear it without the FX mic positions. So quite a bit more vanilla and not quite as much character there. All right, now let's go ahead and check out the Shakuhachi, which is coming in here around measure, or I guess beat 4 of measure 14. And for this one, we have the FX4 mic position mixed in just at about maybe 50%. And now let's go ahead and hear these in context. So I'm going to pull up the Armenian Duduk here, as well as the Shakuhachi. All right, now in this next part, we have the Persian Ney Flute coming in, and this one sounds just incredible with FX1 and FX2. You can see the mix here, and let's go ahead and hear this one by itself. And again, I'm going to toggle on and off those FX mics. So you can hear what those are bringing to the sound here. And that is pretty much the only thing we're introducing in this section. So now let's hear this in context. And then here at measure 23, we are bringing in a different Birbyne. This one is the D-flat variation, and we just have the FX2 mic position mixed in at 100%, and then you can see the close and the main are mixed in as well. You've got the Shakuhachi coming back in, and that's pretty much it for this part. So let's go ahead and just hear this in context. Now, I want to encourage you to really explore and experiment with these mic positions on your own. Don't just take these mic mixes and call it a day, because there is so much depth of creative possibility here, and one mic position might be better for your piece than another. So let's go ahead and check out what's happening here at measure 25. We are bringing in the Viking Voices. We've got the Goathorn as well as the Labanoro Duda. So let's go ahead and just hear all of the Ancient Kingdom instruments together, and I will show you the mic positions that I have for each of these. So for the Labanoro Duda, we're using a lot of the FX2 along with the close mic. Actually, most of the sound here is coming from the FX2 mic position. The Ebony Goathorn is mostly the FX2 mic position. Actually, it's entirely the FX2 mic position. And then the Viking Voices are going to be the close, and then FX1 and FX2. So let's go ahead and hear what these sound like. It's just such a cool sound. And now let's hear these in context. Now, in terms of accompaniment here, I don't want to get too much into the weeds on this because this is really about the mic positions, but it's really simple, and I think it's just a statement as to the incredible quality and usability of these EastWest instruments. So you've got the Middle Earth ensemble in the percussion. You've got some cool kind of chanting effects coming from Hollywood choirs. This is what the choir patch sounds like. That's just really cool in the context of the mix there. And then you've got some shorts in the Hollywood Fantasy low brass patch. You've got a lot of content in the Hollywood Fantasy percussion here. And all of the patch names in these tracks are correct. These are the patches that are playing. And that's pretty much it, aside from some ostinato strings. So it really is amazing what you can do with just a few tracks. Okay, this next section is quite a bit softer. We're kind of bringing things down, and we are bringing in the Bansuri. This is another one that just really sings with the FX2 mic position. So let's hear this one by itself, and we're going to toggle it on and off. And now let's hear this with everything else. And one thing I wanted to point out, because it's just too cool, is that we're even using Iconic in this piece, which is ostensibly a pop, modern synth library, but this pad just happened to work really beautifully in this arrangement. And there's so many patches like that in Iconic. It's a really cool library. Okay, next, let's check out what's going on here at measure 35. And the only instrument from Ancient Kingdom here is the Vking Lur. And with this one, I think the FX mics change the sound entirely, more so than many of the other instruments. It almost sounds like a different instrument altogether. So let's hear the Lur by itself. So that's a pretty drastic effect, but it just sounds incredible in context here. So let's go ahead and hear this with everything else. So that's it for this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I definitely hope that you got a better idea of how you can use these incredibly powerful tools in your own workflow. So, of course, Ancient Kingdom is for sale on our website as a standalone purchase, but it's also part of the Composer Cloud Plus subscription, along with every single instrument that EastWest has ever made, as well as all new releases. So again, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like it, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. That's all for now. Thanks so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.